God's peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in. Y'all climb on in. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? I know I ain't been live in a week. I've been traveling, healing a lot of people. Just been on the road for real, for real. So y'all climb on in. Let me know if y'all can see me and let me know if y'all can hear me. Climb on in, climb on in. Of course, y'all know that my verified Facebook blue check page, they just took it from me, unfortunately. So it is what it is. But today I want to speak about some things that are very, very important. I want to talk about how our food affects our future and how it literally threatens the existence and the survival of us as a people. Because we're letting other people control our food and control what we eat and what we call food. And through this, it's a whole lot of calamities coming, and it's just like a domino effect that's happening to the black community because we don't know what diet truly is. And when I speak of the word diet, I'm speaking of more than just things that you put in your mouth. We are people that are really gods, So through our skin and through our nervous system and just through the way we interact in our minds and our consciousness, the way it's interwoven with our environment, anything we come in contact with, anything that our skin touches, anything that goes through the highways of our sensory senses is potentially food to us. Whether we looking at it, that is food. Whether we hearing it, is food. Whether we touching it, that's food. If we tasting it, of course, that's food. Food is anything that you download into your biosphere. Food is anything that you download into your biology, and your brain and your nervous system consist of your biological functionings as well. So we really just have to redefine what food is. And our environment is a stage. Our environment have been set for us. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell what it's doing to our people. So y'all climb on in. Y'all climb on in. Shalom, shalom, peace, love, light, and healing family. Mishpaka, peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Y'all know what it is. How y'all feeling? How y'all been? How y'all feeling? How y'all been? If y'all can hear me good and if y'all can see me good, type in some nines and we're going to get it started. Again, unfortunately, a lot of people can't get on my blue check page. Facebook have just stole my page from me. I done had my lawyers hit them up. We done had people go to them. They're not responding back to us, even telling me why. I didn't violate any protocols. I didn't go against no programs or nothing on my blue check page. They just literally took it from me. So, I had a whole lot of thousands and thousands of followers on there, y'all, and they just took it. But it is what it is, though. We're going to bounce back. We're going to bounce back. But this further goes into what I'm saying. We're letting people control every aspect of our life and every aspect of our culture, we need to control our own media outlets. We need to control our own news. It shouldn't be another nation of people letting us know what's going on in the world. We need our own people going out and getting news and bringing that information back to us. We need other people doing these type of things. Like we got everybody else doing all the hard work for us, and we wondering why our community is in the state that it's in, and we wonder why our community is falling. We got other people doing our jobs. We got other people educating our children. And when you look into the animal kingdom, you don't see a gorilla bear going to polar bear school. You don't see a duck going to pigeon school. But you will see little black children going to European schools and getting taught by Europeans. Even if it's black teachers that are being puppets and put in the schools, the curriculum come down from European philosophy. You see that? We only see this when it comes to this group of people. The same thing with the food, and I stress this a lot. You can look at a people and you can automatically associate different groups and classifications of people with their own food. Regardless, when you think of a Chinese, you think of white rice, you think of seaweed. You see what I'm saying? When you think of Italians, you think of fazoli's, you think of Japanese, you think of soups, you think of tea parties. You see that? When you think of any group of people, you automatically associate themselves with a specific food. But when you think of so-called African American Negroes, we eat everybody else's food. We wear everybody else's clothing. We wear everybody else's culture. We put on everybody else's things, and they do it on purpose. They put all of these different things in our neighborhoods, and then they exploit us. And instead of us coming together collectively as a whole, we let these people use us, and that's the reason why we in the predicament we in. So what I'm talking about is very, very, very important, because we're talking about how your diet affects your future and how it threatens your survival as a people. Well, we know that the food that we put in our mouths is one of the number one reason why we're sick with ailments and diseases, and it's one of the number one reason why we're dying off. The food was literally politically made as a weapon, a chemical warfare weaponry to kill us, and we wonder why we're the highest in diabetes, we're the highest in HIV, sickle cell anemia, leukemia, AIDS, mental illnesses. All these things are coming from the systemic acid forming things that we're putting in our mouths. And guess what? We not in the fields making these foods. We not in the fields growing these crops. We not in the chemical laboratories creating all these herbicides, pesticides, and insecticides. We not the ones packaging these foods up and putting them in the major grocery stores and then sitting them in the middle of the hoods. So the whole question is, who is? And then once you look at the reptilian shapeshifter that's behind the mass of this European, that's behind these food industries and these pharmaceutical companies, then you realize the big picture here. There is a plot and an agenda to eradicate so-called black men and black women off the earth. And I'm gonna quit using that word black because I hate it and I can't identify with it anymore. Black is the color of my hat, black is the color of my shirt, but I know y'all identify with it. But it's time for us to create our own language, even if we use the same English curse witchcraft language and we just redefine the definitions. It's time for us to start literally stimulating our minds and having new thinkings and new thoughts. What I learned and just going around healing everybody and just being amongst different certain groups of class of black, so-called black people, or who I call Hebraic African people, I noticed that we're not free thinkers. Even the people that think that they're being creative and think that they're thinking freely is still under a systematic target or a systematic robot or program that was taught to them and that's deeply embedded to them by European concepts. And I had a conversation when I was in Tampa earlier today. I'm back in Jacksonville, but I was in Tampa earlier today, and I had a conversation with somebody, and we just talking about IQ, and we was talking about intellect and intelligence, and he was trying to tell me what intellect and intelligence was, but he based what intellect and intelligence was off of white men and off of white man's degrees and what they done wrote to him and all of the certifications and things that he had. And I said, do you actually think that, okay, the world was created off the sweat and the blood and tears of your ancestors? The world is still moving. Civilization is still moving off the sweat and blood and tears of your ancestors. By you being oppressed is what keeps the elite making money and keeps the elite in power. By you being oppressed and by your people going through slavery is how the cotton fields got the money to actually produce a lot of things in America. By your slavery, your death, your blood, your sweat, and your tears, and you being oppressed is what got them their educational systems and got them their weapons of wars and got them everything that they have is because of you being oppressed. Do you think that you're really going to school and getting an education to be set free? And he looked at me like, yeah, well, I got this degree and I got that degree and I got this and that and that. And I'm like, look, that was made to make you more suppressed. You go to school to be dumbly educated. You don't go to school to be educated, a part of your culture, because the moment that they teach you your culture and who you were and what you're supposed to become and your purpose here, then that totally overthrow them being in power. So if you're in school and they're signing off on your certificates and your degrees, that means that you basically graduated as being the dumbest nigga ever. Because they're not finna sign off of the empowerment of you. They're not gonna sign off of you becoming free. They're not gonna give you a degree for you to become competition to them. So we have to redefine what education is. Education is when you can truly be a problem solver for your people and for your nature and culture. If you can have as many degrees as you want, if you can't figure out why, if you can't stop police brutality, then your education ain't worth the damn. If you can't stop the AIDS epidemic that's going on amongst your people, then your education ain't worth the damn. If you can't move us into technology and have us being producers of oil and selling oil and being in these big companies, then your education is worth a damn. If you can't change the diet of your people and the way that they look at self-hatred and the way that they look at themselves, then what have your education done you? Only thing the education have did for you was made them more empowered. You see that? So when we go to school, we can go to the same school and sit in the same class. Guess what? When a little white boy goes to school, he is learning how to stay in power. He is learning how to stay in control. He is learning how to stay an oppressor. But when you go to that same school and you go to that same classroom and you sit next to that white boy, just because of your biological makeup and the way you process melanin and your dendrites and the way it's connected and interwoven in this environment, and because you went through a different experience than his ancestors, you are going to be there to learn how to be the biggest slave ever. You see that? So you go to school under their educations to stay oppressed. See that? To be a good old boy. They go to school to be an oppressor. It's two total different things, because we're talking about two total different factors here that experience something totally different in reality. You come from slavery. You come from pain. You come from struggle. You come from hurt. You come from blood, from sweat, from tears. They come from oppression. They come from murdering. They come from colonizing. They come from conquering. So their education, by way of the way they brain analysis work, is going to be received differently than how you're going to receive the same education. And we can't forget that the father of education is the father of eugenics. So anytime you go to these people's school and learn from them, it is for you. It is for you to become a weapon of mass destruction to your own people. And we see it all day. People are floating around and flaunting their PhDs and their degrees, but it's not doing anything to uplift the community. It's not doing anything to uplift black folks. It's not doing anything to solve problems in the community. We got problems that need to be addressed. Got problems that need to be addressed that haven't been addressed yet. For instance, our drinking water. It's bullshit. Why can't we own our own water, cleanse our own water? Huh? Our food is crazy. Herbicides, pesticides, insecticides. Why can't we have Hebraic African owners that own thousands of lands that grow their own crops that don't have to put all these chemicals in it? Our education, which is making us dumber because we're basing our intellectual properties off of them, and we're two totally different people. Why can't we build our own institutes, have our own teachers, and teach our own Hebraic African mind curriculum? You see that disease? Why don't we have our own hospitals and our own doctors doing our own diagnosis on people? Because again, our molecular geographic molecular structure is way different than theirs. So your blood pressure is going to be high. You've been running and living in fear all your life. You've been running and living in fear since your ancestors been ripped from the shores of Africa and put here, and those who are already here. So your systolic levels are going to be higher. Your diastolic levels are automatically going to be higher. You see that high blood pressure is your new norm. So of course, if you go to them, they're going to say you have high blood pressure. Your sugar is going to be built up. Your main diet is eating meat. Of course, sugar is not going to be able to penetrate the cell, and that gloss of glucose is going to be on there, and that cellulose, and that sugar is going to rest in your blood and raise your sugar. So automatically, you're going to automatically be a pre-diabetic. You see that? But we're basing everything about us and our culture off of other people's culture and ethnicity groups. And that's the reason why we're dying off. And if you look at the reason why systematic and all this racism is going on inside of our communities, it's because they're doing this for their survival. You see that? They killing Negroes to survive. They killing us off through food to survive. They putting us in project houses and public housing to survive. They doing chemical warfare to survive as a people. Everything that they do is to survive as a people. And what we do everything to survive as individuals. And that's the reason why we losing. And that's the reason why we're dying off so fast. And every other nation is progressing further than us, because we have lacked love for each other since slavery. Our families have been broken up. The black man is no longer in the household. Do y'all think this is a coincidence? This is all by design. This is all by design. You see that? Half of our brothers are homosexuals. The other half is locked in prisons. It's now 12 women to 1 man. Huh? You got women that's the last to get married, the first to get divorced. 1 out of every 4 women will not only 1 out of every 4 will get married and even be in a household structure. And then if you look at the percentage of those, they are getting married to white men. So if you look at what's going on, and if you just have a simplistic mindset and you're eating healthy and you just a critical analysis thinking, and you just criticize what's going on in society, we are losing as a people and we are dying off faster than any other race. Now, is we repopulating? Yes, but that's not good either, because we're repopulating sick babies. We're repopulating babies that have all type of systematic chronic diseases because what we're feeding ourselves and the environment that we're putting ourselves in. So it's like we're doing worse repopulating right now, because we literally repopulating sick babies, because men have sick sperm and women have sick egg cells, and these things come together and create sick nations. So it's better off, in my opinion, it's better off to wait till we cleanse ourselves up before we even start repopulating. But we still got the other half to worry about. We've been assassinated in the streets by police. We've been assassinated politically and economically and intelligently by the education system. We've been assassinated by our foods and the chemtrails in the skies and the vaccinations, which is causing all of these different ailments and viruses that we have now, which is HIV, AIDS, syphilis, hepatitis B and C. All this come from vaccinations, herpes. These things were created in laboratories. This is biological weapon warfare. So a lot of people, want to get on here and speak scientific, and I'm kind of done doing that. I need to mix this in with more things, because we need to start addressing problems in the community. Why is all of our brothers locked up and can't get out and don't have nowhere to go home to? You see that? Why is all our brothers becoming homosexuals and is not interested in the opposite sex? Or if you are interested in the opposite sex, it's not in your group of color. It's not a blue, black, chocolate woman. You're interested in your oppressor's woman. You want to lay down and stick your penis in your oppressor. You see that? Why do we go out and just let them tell us what food is, and we just eat any and everything and wonder why we so sick with disease? Why do we hate ourselves so much, and black on black violence and black on black crime is high? It was just a mass shooting while I'm from an STL. You see that? I don't even like going back home. Every time I go back, and that's why I stay. Every time I go back home, it's like a dark ass energy cloud over that St. Louis arch. You just gravity do not feel real until I go to my own city. And I feel so heavy. Why is that? Like, these are the things that we need to be talking about. Why is black economics and the dollar? We literally own and control out of each dollar that has ever passed. Do y'all realize each dollar we gain majority of control of it, but everybody else owns it? It don't even stay in the black house for 24 hours before it have to go out to get paid for fluctuated rent. For cars with car notes that you don't even own. You see that? For land you don't even own, going to buy food that you don't even grow through agriculture. And y'all think slavery have been abolished. Y'all think slavery have been abolished. It's even worse now because it's mentally. It's even worse now because it's spiritually. Why when we go into our neighborhoods, everybody in the neighborhood is benefiting from the people in the neighborhood, except the people in the neighborhood, which is Hebraic Africans. You go to that deal, you got the Chinese with their weave in their hair, that's not yours. Burger King with the foods that's not African, that show ain't yours. Chinese people with their rice that's full of starch and acid and carbonic acid killing your body, that ain't yours. And we're buying and spending trillions of dollars with all these different people inside of our neighborhoods, and the things that we're buying from them are killing us. These are the problems that we need to be talking about. These are problems that we need to be trying to figure out. You see that? I'm done with everybody trying to be all smart and intellectual. What about these problems that we face in here? What about these problems? I can sit here and talk to y'all about melanin all the time, about spirituality all the time, but that ain't gonna change all these damn churches teaching white Jesus on every corner in the neighborhood. Huh? Yeah, your new FBI agent called a pastor. These are FBI agents going off of 501c3. Getting their own literature from the government to teach the people how to be blind, huh? And then you just rely on grace and faith, huh? You ain't got to put no work in. But if you read the very Bible that all of y'all are so, blinded by because y'all don't even know how to interpret it right, you will see that in order to get freedom, you got to fight for it. You see that? In order to get the promised land, in order to get Canaan, guess what God told the Israelites? Go spy on the land. Go learn political science. Go learn the science of warfare. Go spy out that land. And when you spy it out, bring the information back to Moses. Then y'all could concoct a assault plan. See, that freedom is revolutionary. Y'all can concoct a assault plan. Then go kill all the Canaanites and take over the land of Canaan and change it to Israel. He didn't look, and this is coming from an all-seeing God, an all-knowing God. Yahweh El Elyon, Yahweh Eloheinu, the all-seeing God, the God of everything. He told his people to go fight for freedom. And we think we finna get it for free. And we ain't willing to put in no work, no blood, no sweat, no tears. And then you go to the book of Genesis and you see what he told Adam and Hawa, Adam and Eve. He said, you're going to have to work from the sweat of your brows, but don't no Negro want to put no work in. Everybody want to have intellectual piss contests and talk about melanin and talk about Egypt and Kemet this, talk about Hebraic scholarship this and that. But ain't nobody trying to address these problems that's going on in the Hebraic African community or the so-called black community. Nobody's trying to. STDs is on the rise. St. Louis, Missouri is the number one in STDs, and we the smallest city. Who out here talking about that? Who got a plan for that? Who actually have a written plan and have a step A, B, and C to fix that problem? Huh? Our neighborhoods is being gentrified. We're being redlined. Who is creating financial institutes in places where people can be a lender company? That way you ain't got to tell a nigga no. We ain't got to get her no from no white people or no white Jewish boys that we need some money to get a house from. We already got brothers set up and we got institutes and money flowing through the economy for our people, for we don't have to be denied loans. And they're not charging us usury or interest. These are the things we need to be thinking about if we really trying to survive as a people. Because right now, our heads is so far up our ass and we so stuck in systematic slavery, y'all. We don't even know what's going on. We out here buying this, buying that, spending our money with these people, spending our money with that people, ain't investing in land, not investing in food, not investing in water, not investing in golds and minerals or any type of elements. We are literally spending our money on bull crap. When we touch more money than any other nation on this planet, to be honest with y'all. Y'all know how much money funneled through our fingers? And we give it right over to other people. We go work for people sun up to sun down just to get money from these people to give it right back to the people. And y'all telling me that's intellectual? How is that intellectual? How are you smart? How do you have all these degrees and you have nothing to offer your people? How do you have all these degrees and you spent so many years in school and you still eating wrong? How do you have all these degrees and you spent half of your life in school and you don't have any type of problem solving analytical plans for your people and all the things that we are going through? How? But you have an education. No, you have been bamboozled. They have taught you how to be dumb. You have been educated to be dumb. You have been educated to be more of a slave than you were before you went to school. And we don't see that. We don't see that. This is way deeper than herbs, y'all. We need to heal mentally. We are sick mentally. Look at our environments. We don't own anything nor control anything. We are just here. We're bystanders. We go with the status quo. We are reactionary people. We're not proactive at all. We sit on our ass and complain about the white man all day, but don't even get out in the streets and knock on doors to see why the violence is up in the hoods. Then most of these scary ass elder niggas are scared of the younger crowd. You scared of people that look like me. You supposed to be my elder. You supposed to be a father figure. You scared to even go to the hood. And then the ones that's left in the hood, they with it. They the ones selling the dope and killing the people off, working for the CIA. Yes, the cocaine import industry. Yes, the CIA. Like, y'all don't see what's going on here. And this been going on since the early 1900s, right after slavery. How they did this. They took all the trades out of the school. I remember my uncle in St. Louis, he went to Job Corps. And he's a master electrician. You can't even go to school to learn to get a trade to be an electrical engineer or none of that. To go and be a carpenter or none of that. I remember when I was little, my uncle straight went to Job Corps. Both of my uncle GQ and my uncle Steve. And they didn't have to go to college and none of this stuff. And they making big bucks off of that trade. So it ain't, look, it's not a coincidence they took the trades out of the school. It's not a coincidence that they push in college. And college ain't doing nothing for nobody. Now, don't get me twisted. We do need black doctors and black engineers and things like that. And so some of us will have to go to certain of these institutes to get these degrees to be able to be put in a position for when this revolutionary war come that we can start establishing our own. But for the most part, y'all, we are very good with our hands. We are builders. We built Egypt. We built ancient Sumeria. We built America. We built South America. We built Great Britain. Our backs and our hands, all the sweat and blood of our ancestors built all of these things, y'all. What are we doing? Why is it so hard for us to come together? Because we hate ourselves. We hate ourselves. We hate ourselves, y'all. And it's time for us to restore love back in the community, y'all. If y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. Y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. Is Job Corp still around? I don't even know, Iman. I don't even know. I know it's one in St. Louis off of Goodfella. That one's still open, I believe, but they took all of them out. Anything, and the reason why they took it out is because back in 1970, a lot of the brothers that were getting these trainings, they got to come home to their family, and they was making so much money that they was funding all of the black movements. They was funding the Black Panthers. They was funding the Dr. Martin Luther King movement. All of these different black political groups that was getting their funding. They got it from the structured families of black men that was learning trades in high school and coming out of high school and making a different living. So once Hoover and them got in office, and they was talking about that they never wanted another black. They never wanted a black messiah. The whole thing was basically to deindustrialize black people. You know what I'm saying? Remember, they bombed all the factories, or the factories went out of business. They ended up taking all the trades out of the school, and then they had to push this diplomacy. They had to push, you have to get a degree in order to be somebody. And, half of us, we are automatically, according to their records, we're unintelligent because we don't think like them. We're not murderous cave dwellers. So our minds don't even process and think the way they think. So, of course, if they put us in IT classes and stuff like that, we're not going to be deemed as smart. But you smart because you built this motherfucker. So how you not smart? You built America. You're very smart. But some people learn different. You got people that learn by hearing. That's why if you talk to somebody, they're sound listeners. They're sound learners. They say, man, I heard that. I heard you. You have some people learning by seeing. They be like, I see you. You see that? So you have people that learn by touch and feel. That's why when you talk to somebody and they get you, they say, I feel you. See that we are Hebraic and African. We learn with every different individual being of our bodies. You see what I'm saying? We learn from every individual being of our body. So, of course, we're going to have to learn from different places, and education is going to have to be able to be customized for each individual person in the classroom. Man, this school to prison pipeline shit ain't no joke. Ain't no joke whatsoever. Straight up, you get on a school bus, which look just like a jail bus. You go to a plantation called school, just like you go to a plantation called jail. You get there, you got to sit at desks, just like you sit at desks in prison. In the school captivity, you got to stand in the line and get that piss poor cell-killing, mucus-forming food, just like in prison. You see that? The school to prison pipeline is it is real, y'all. We have to get our children up out of these schools, man. We got to get our children up off of this diet, this sad standard American diet that's killing us. Everything that they're giving us is killing us, and we're paying them and letting them do it. But guess what your power in? Your power is in your dollar, and your power is in your unity. We just don't want to unify, and we don't want to share our money with each other. We don't. If we just made one simple obligation, and this is just to stop buying from everybody but black. Okay, you might have to drive an hour. So fucking what? You might have to drive an hour to go buy lumber from a black-owned company. So fucking what? And yes, I'm saying fucking. You got a problem with my language, you can exit the channel. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so what? You got to drive an hour to go get food from a black farmer. So fucking what? You stand in line for 6 hours for some damn Jordans. Yes, you stand in line for 24 hours for some Jordans. That ain't doing nothing. That ain't going to get you nowhere. Spending all your hard-earned money on some shoes when you got bills to pay, and you can be putting this in a black economic fund and starting a black-owned bank. You will stand in line for 6 hours for that? Huh? You sure would jump your ass on a plane and fly to Miami to shake your ass? You will jump on your ass on a plane and fly to Miami to get you some coochie? So we can't act like we don't know what we doing. We can't act like that we ain't gonna spend that bread when it's priority. We ain't gonna take no trips and wait and spend our time when it's priority to what we perceive as value. See that? Our whole value, our priorities are messed up. That's it. So do the same thing when it's time for you to drive an hour and a half to go buy from an organic black owner of a farm. Do the same thing when it's time for you to go buy your water. I know a black god in Detroit that make his own. He got an own alkaline well. Drive them 6 hours. Or look, we in the land of information. You can easily ship these things to you. It shouldn't be no reason why you're not buying from black-owned companies. From why you're not buying from black-owned people. There shouldn't be no reason in the world unless they don't own the resource, unless they don't own the element to sell it to you. And if that's the case, then we need to start putting our analytical minds together to find out how can we put this thing into another black man's hand, and he can create an LLC or an S corp or a non-profit organization, and then we can put the money into his hands to get the element, to get what we need, which is the resources. You see that? Like the more and more I get into healing, and the more people that I heal through Yahweh, of course, it's not my own, glory be to the Most High, no glory goes to me. But the more and more I travel, and the more and more, I've been healing a lot of celebrities lately, a lot of football players, and just being around a whole different group of people, I realize that we are all still enslaved on every different levels, I just realized that, I'm around millionaires every day, and I'm talking about millionaires, and it's still the same slavery, except it's just through a different perception or a different lens, and it's just like, how can we bring love back to the community? How can we really bring love back to the community? And it's through our work. And then you got a lot of these rich folks sending a lot of money to Africa. And I know our brothers and sisters over there, but it's like, look, you didn't bypass millions of Negroes here just to go start schools and start all of these different things in Africa, spending your millions in Africa when you just passed up the very neighborhoods you from. You just passed up several other neighborhoods to get to Africa. You see what I'm saying? It's just our mindset, man. It just blows my mind. And it get kind of depressing sometimes because it's like, dang, I just wish everybody thought like me, but everybody don't. So I gotta let my light shine, and just gotta keep putting out these messages and putting out all of this psychological analysis that I've been teaching, all of this food, just health, chemistry, everything. Show the complete man, the complete Hebraic African man. Because when you look at us from a holistic form, man, we are God. But we gonna die like men. We gonna fall like the princes to how we think, from what we put in our mouths, and how we look at our power. And that's the reason why we in the position we in. Well, I don't know about them Chicago Negroes. Some of us do. No, it's a lot of y'all that do. But anyways, y'all got any questions from me? I just wanted to get on here and chop it up with y'all. This ain't really a particular lesson today. I just wanted to I ain't been at y'all last week. I've been dropping, a few things. We got a lot of stuff coming up, y'all. I'm going to Atlanta tomorrow. We got a bunch of business meetings. We got something in store and in plan for y'all. I want y'all to meet my team. We got some things in plan, but I want to make sure everything inked on paper before we go public with it. But we putting together some things for the community, y'all, and it's going to be very, very amazing. It's going to be very, very amazing. Happy Pride Month. Playgrounds of Sounds. If you don't get your ass up out of our chat with that, we ain't homosexuals over here at all. So get your ass out of our chat with all of that. We don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't move like that. If it can't procreate, then it's unnatural. If it can't procreate, then it's unnatural. We here to repopulate the black community. You see that? Not sterilize the black community. And in order to make a baby, you need penis and vagina. Not penis and penis, and not vagina and vagina. You need penis and vagina to make a baby. We here to raise a nation. That's it. I'll make you an admin, Nee. I'll make sure I make you an admin. Yes, I'm taking health questions, y'all. Y'all can ask health questions. I'm just on here building today. Y'all can ask health questions. Go on, ask them. Y'all can ask some health questions. I answer a few of them. Let's do it. Let's do it. What's good, Yaki? What's good? What's good? How you feeling, brother? How you feeling, God? Any herbs for erectile dysfunction? Yes, you got Yambe herb. That's a Jamaican herb. You have Damiana. That's another Spanish herb. You have my blood building iron nourishing kit too. That'll get your penis hard. You got to get rid of. See, so you probably circumcised. I notice most people that have been circumcised have erectile dysfunctions. I've been circumcised too. But what happens is the glands that supposed to hold all of that mucous membrane, when you get snipped, you cut them glands off. So, but that don't mean that your penis is not going to stop producing mucus, because mucus have to cover all the inner linings and membranes of your body, and your urinary tract is a hollow tube. So in order for that hollow tube to stay uninfected, mucus cover it. Well, mucus don't have nowhere to go. So what mucus is start doing is start going into the elasticity of the cells. And when it goes from blood from flowing through and stiffening that penis up and making it hard. So what you need to do is you need to drain the penis, and you need to stop eating that food. Most of the time when people go through erectile dysfunction, it's from the foods that we eating, which is very starch filling, mucus forming, and blood pus forming foods. And you already got enough mucus, and you have been circumcised, and them glands cannot cleanse and hold that mucus anymore, because that's the stuff that gets snipped around the circumcision is the actual glands. And and I'm not speaking against it, saying I'm for it or I'm not for it. I know a lot of people got different biblical beliefs when it comes to looking at Torah. So I'm not here to even start that argument. But I am saying Yahweh made glands for a reason. And when you get circumcised, you most definitely take them glands off. And that's why through my studies, I've been noticing that a lot of erectile dysfunction is due to those glands not being there, and mucus is not having anywhere to go. So it's literally being sponged into the cells and stopping the blood from flowing correctly. Then on top of that, you eating bad as hell. And all these mucus forming foods is adding to the systemic backup of the lymphatic system, so more mucus is forming. And now when blood trying to flow, when that oxytocin and that norepinephrine is ringing off in that hypothalamus gland, and you becoming horny, and the penis won't get hard, it won't. It's hard mentally, but it won't get hard physically, because it's too much mucus and it's stopping from blood from circulating through the shaft. And that's exactly what's going on. So you got Yambe, you got horny goat weed, you got Damiana, and you have my blood nourisher and iron builder kit as well that'll help out with that same problem. Get on an all alkaline diet, eat mostly fruits and melons if you could. Be real least, you know what I'm saying? Don't just jump into a big old bowl of salads and stuff like that. Be more fruits so you can start, really draining it, and your kidneys will process that stuff out, and you'll be able to get your penis hard again. What else we got? I've been eating watermelon and it's pulling on my kidneys. Yeah, Matthew Menard. Peace, my Nazarene brother. How you feeling, God? Yeah, that watermelon that had your stomach hurting and them kidneys pulling. Yeah, the watermelon is very astringent. Watermelon is one of the most alkaline fruits known into the existence of man, and no matter what country or continent you go in. Shalom TV. Brother, can you break down Cain and Abel for me? I can break down Cain and Abel, but I can do it in another video. But what you want me to break down about Cain and Abel? You talking about how the Bible switched out the diet and the role, and how it was Cain that really offered up the meat offering, and Abel who really offered up the grain offering? You gotta let me know which one. I don't know what you're talking about. Unique Israel. What is a good herb for stomach problems? Unique. It depends on what type of stomach problems you got going on. If you digested and you just need to use the bathroom, Cascara Sagrande is a very, very good herb to use. Slippery elm bark is a very, very good herb to use. Make sure you're using the inner bark of the slippery elm bark. Ginger root is a very good herb to use. Sea moss is very good to cleanse the digestional tract. Gelatin root is very, very good. Gentian root is a very good root as well. Guaco root. You even have the duck that come from the guaco vine. It's so many herbs that purges you out. You just got to be careful with you, and you got to make sure that you balancing them out right. So that depends on whether you have a digestive problem or if you're just trying to cleanse the stomach, period. And then when you talk about stomach, a lot of Hebraic African minds think the stomach is the whole entire gut, and it's not. So I don't know if you're talking about the intestines or you literally talking about the bean-shaped time capsule in your stomach, which produces hydrochloric acid, pepsicinogen, and things like that. The stomach is very different from the gut, but the stomach is a part of the gut. So I don't know if you're talking about your intestines, your colon, your anus, or is you actually talking about your stomach, which sits right in front of your spleen. That's right. Keep it real. Told out for kicking the wrong ones off. That's all it is. I need the pack. I need the Yaqui package. I got so many packages, y'all. Make sure y'all visit my website, www.yaquiawaken.com. It is on my screen. Man, we've been healing everything from sickle cell anemia, full-blown AIDS, HIV, leukemia. Man, I mean, liver cancer, breast cancer, stomach cancer, brain cancer, autism, cleansing out vaccines and vaccinations. I mean, anything. We done had thyroids grow back. Any disease for real that you can name that I know of, a self-blindness, we have literally healed. You know, well, the herbs have healed, and we just assist the herbs in the healing process. Let's see. I just want to say, what should I take for high bilirubin, buns, and inflammation in my upper lungs and lower right lung? Whenever you're dealing with bilirubin, that is your iron not being utilized by your adrenal glands. So that means you're getting iron in, so your absorption is happening, but you're not utilizing. Your utilization process due to your adrenal glands is not properly functioning right. So that means the iron is just sitting inside the bloodstream and it's starting to rot or become corrosive. When iron corrodes and breaks down inside of the body, this protein breaks down into bilirubin, and bilirubin is what makes you become jaundiced, give you yellow eyes and yellow skin. And that the reason why is because iron then turns into iron oxide, and it starts building with carbon dioxide, and it starts burning away at the cells and changing the color of your skin and your eyes. And this can really shut down your liver functioning, because your liver is supposed to take iron and turn it into bilirubin and get rid of these things by way of the liver bile duct that's connected to the hepatic duct, but not sometimes it sits in there and it corrodes away at the cells. This is probably what's wrong with your lungs too, because a lot of that blood cannot flow properly because bilirubin, it acts as a sticky oxide, and it stops you from your respiratory system from really breathing in that oxygen to bring iron back into the bloodstream, for your lungs can be the pump of the blood in the body as it's supposed to be. And that's the reason why your lungs is probably down right now, Mr. Frankie Rodriguez, because of the bilirubin issue. In order to get the bilirubin out of your body, you have to go out the adrenal glands and you have to cleanse the liver. What I suggest is you get my geogenetic therapeutic package week 1 and 2. It's a weekly protocol. If you can't afford it, you most definitely can get on a payment plan. Just go to www.yaquiawaken.com. Make sure you go on an all-fruit diet. If you're eating any of that meat, that death sacrifice witch culture, what we call meat eating, stop eating that ASAP, because that's what's killing us. And you don't want to be eating them things and further blocking up your kidneys and your arteries and things like that while you have that iron breaking down into bilirubin, because it can take your liver out and you can't function nor live without your liver or your lungs. So what I'm seeing is 2 major organs on your body that you actually need to sustain this avatar is being compromised at this time. So that's what you need. And this is directly affecting your bun numbers, because your adrenal glands is what sits on top of your kidneys. Your Bun's number literally stands for your blood and urea number. It's how much blood and protein is in your urine. That's the number for that. And off of how many proteins you got built up. Bilirubin is a protein, if we want to get technical here, and it's a protein or a complex amino acid that is broken down from its main mineral, iron. So all of these things have fixed themselves. If you want to get your kidneys and your adrenals back online, get my geogenetic therapeutic package week 1 and 2, or the level 1, and do an all fruit diet high in grapes. Grapes are the most astringent when it comes to healing the kidneys, but watermelon is the most astringent when it comes to alkaline in the body. So that's what you need, Mr. Frankie. What is it if a child just randomly start bleeding from his nose? An iron problem. That's another iron problem. When you have iron deficiency literally is what makes that blood kind of thick, and it gives a pull or a weight to it. And what we notice, most people that have runny noses is when they get changes of climates, hot and cold, or if they get elevated and high altitudes, they nose start bleeding because they don't have enough iron in their body. Nausea can do that too, and just a weakening of the cartilage that's holding the blood from coming out. Sometimes that happens too, and that's connected to the thyroid. But usually when we see children that's dealing with constant nosebleed, they are deficient in iron phosphate and calcium triphosphate and selenium. Iron phosphate, calcium triphosphate, and selenium. So you most definitely need to get her some blood work, get her a complete blood chart, CBC. Also get her ordered a renal metabolic panel. Send them to my email and let me take a look at them, and we can get her together. The herbal ash pot. Grandma got cysts in her kidneys, hair is falling out. Do I get the adrenal kit? That's right, Herbal Ash Pot. That's right, Queen. That's what you get, Goddess. You get the kidney and adrenal kit. Get that. That'll cleanse our kidneys up. Make sure she's on an all fruit diet, though. Don't have if she got polycyst on them kidneys. Make sure that she's on nothing but fruit, though, Queen. Nothing but fruit, and that'll help her out a whole lot to get these kidneys filtering and to get because all these cysts is nothing but tumors and stuff like that. Or what we're going to call, but inner workings of glomulation, and this agglomulation comes from a stagnant lymphatic system. And what the stagnant lymphatic system does is it tries to isolate the chemistry in the problem, for it won't mess up the bloodstream, or it won't prevent the circulatory system from doing its job. And the body is so smart, it's stupid. So the body will do that, and then it'll need a blood supply to keep growing, so it'll tap into the bloodstream, and then what was a cyst that stopped the body from corrupting itself becomes a big ass tumor. So that's the reason why we have to cleanse and plunge our body, because our bodies are so smart that it can become stupid at times. Like for instance, the mucosal membrane. The mucosal membrane, you cannot even survive without a mucosal membrane. You would die of all type of diseases, because the mucosal membrane in the lymphatic defense system is what makes up what they will call, if it did exist, the immunological system. That's where your T cells come from, your B cells, your phagocytes, your lymphocytes, the thymus cells, the bone marrow cells, all the different cells that's created by your blood and your bone marrow to come and fight off infections, diseases, and parasitics that are produced by your cells. This stuff comes from the mucous membrane. So you need the mucous membrane, because the mucous membrane have all type of sugars. It have mucosa saccharides in it. These things help stimulate and help keep things out of your environment. So without it, your body will die of invasion. That's where you get people die of full-blown AIDS from. It's because their mucosal membrane have been fully compromised in their lymphatic system and in their skin. You see that? And in the epithelial layers of their skin. So once that's completely down, then all of the environment literally kill you. There's thousands and trillions of microorganisms that's flying around right now trying to penetrate your skin that you cannot see unless you put them under a microscopic glass. So without the mucous membrane, it's impossible to live, because that's what literally lines up the hollow tube from your mouth to your anus and around every Golgi apparatus of the cell membrane called cellulose. All this is mucus. Mucus is a defense. What the problem is when mucus, you don't change your diet, and mucus starts to systemically back up. Now it starts to literally suffocate the cells. And once the cells are deprived from 60% of oxygen, then you go through something called cancer, because the cell have more carbon dioxide than oxygen. Now, is carbon dioxide a bad thing? No, it's not. Without carbon dioxide, we wouldn't have trees. Without trees, we wouldn't have the sun. And without the sun, we wouldn't have trees and fruits and oxygen and food and water and all of that. Because how the trees get their plants is by breathing. How trees get their sugars, their glucose, which is what you need to live, to bring the cell's vitality, is by breathing. Your best food in life is breathing. You see that? You get more nutrients from breathing than eating, because when you're breathing in oxygen. This oxygen then turns to carbon dioxide. Your carbon dioxide breaks down into different type of water molecules, and these water molecules is what makes ATP, or what we call adenosine triphosphate or monotriphosphate. And these phosphate backbones is what makes up DNA. These are the helix, the double helix that's on the backbone, that's shaped just like a hexagram, or what y'all call the six-pointed star, and all of these wicked words. We don't know what the hell you talking about. He's in Eastern medicine and philosophy. Man, this is all talking about the anatomy of the body, by the way, but y'all not studied up enough, so I don't blame y'all. But anyways, this is how you get your energy and how you live out a life full of energy and vitality, is through carbon dioxide. Without carbon dioxide, glucose will not even exist. Sugar actually come from carbon dioxide. That's why everything that is a living organism go through something called photosynthesis. See that? There's no difference between photosynthesis, which is what plants go through to receive their sugars and their melanin, and what you go through is called metabolitic waste. That's photosynthesis too, because your metabolitic waste is stimulated by the sun, just like the plant's photosynthesis is stimulated by the sun, and they both stimulate and convert carbon dioxide into glucose by way of water and melanin, chlorophyll and melanin, magnesium and chlorophyll or chloroplasts. Hope y'all truly understood that. Let's see. What can I do for memory loss? It depends on how you have memory loss. Because if you have memory loss, that means your cells are lacking a lot of oxygen. But you need some herbs. You need ginkgo berry. You need goji berries. You need gotu berries. You need rosemary. Rosemary is very, very good for the brain and memory. You need ashwagandha powder. That's very good. You need reishi mushrooms. Is very good. And that's another lie that they say mushrooms is unclean according to the Bible. Who in the hell is teaching y'all the scriptures, y'all? Y'all been so off with this Bible, man. It just, man, it shows me how religious y'all really are. Y'all got to start using that Bible for what it really is. That's a book that's able to free your mind, but y'all been taught by religious teachers that don't even know what the hell they teaching, and it got y'all so scary and so afraid to expand your consciousness that it's crazy. Mushrooms is a part of the mycelium network. Y'all looked it up, the mycelium network. Without the mycelium network, it'd be impossible for you to break down your food. Without the mycelium network, it'd be impossible for you to even live and interact with electricity. Without the mycelium network, it's impossible for you to have a mucous membrane. And without the mucous membrane, it's impossible for you to be alive. The mycelium network is what creates and grows certain mushrooms. Now, you do got some fungus creating mushrooms like shiitakes. That is a fungus mushroom. I would never eat that. That's unclean. But when you get into to reishi mushrooms, and you get into portobello mushrooms and baby bellows and things like that, that come from seed sporing. Hence the first word, seed. Just because you can't see them because they microscopic don't mean that the seeds ain't there. What about the sperm that's in your nutsack before it becomes a mature sperm cell and you able to ejaculate it? Is we saying or we gonna sit up here and claim that that's unclean? That is converted out of nowhere by testosterone and estrogen. So is that unclean? That's what I'm saying. You Negroes don't know what the hell y'all be teaching and what y'all be talking about. So y'all need to put the Bible down and be retaught, then pick it back up before y'all start picking it up and looking it through it from a oppressor's mindset. Y'all are teaching our people the Bible from the very oppressors that gave it to us in the same way. That Bible can be freedom to you. It's a science book. It's a history book when you read it for what it is, and it is full of metaphysics, y'all. But y'all straight using it to lord over people and to make people scared for you can keep them under your kneecaps to satisfy your narcissistic mindset. Stop it, man. Y'all need to stop it. Y'all got the whole Hebraic movement just got me irritated as hell lately. I ain't gonna even lie, the whole movement. Y'all disassociate yourselves from Africans when you are African from Africa. Y'all don't know none of y'all history, boy. Y'all don't. Y'all need to straight be retaught. But whatever. Sweet potato fast. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do a sweet potato fast, though. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd rather you do an avocado fast than a sweet potato fast. What can I do for my eyes? Iman, my beloved Iman. It depends on what you got going on with your eyes. Let me know what you got going on with your eyes. Bell palsy. You have to cleanse the liver, and you got to get the aluminum and all the alkaloids and stuff out of the mind to heal from Bell palsy. We done heal somebody from Bell palsy and cerebral palsy, but it's so much mercury, it's so much aluminum inside the head, and from the vaccinations and in these stem cells research, just these experimental vaccinations that they given to these children when they born at 6 months and when they 2, that's causing all of this systematic diseases that's going on, y'all. That Bell palsy literally is a side effect of vaccination. So you have to cleanse the liver, and you got to get all the aluminum and all the alloy and all these different type of damaging minerals out of the blood and out of the mind. You have to cleanse the 12 melanated clusters of the mind, or what they call the 12 cranial nerve system. Once you drain that brain, which is by draining the transverse colon, cleansing out the colon, the sigmoid colon, and just getting, all of the cells clean, 150 trillion of them, even the microbiome, and just putting some bifidobacteria back in the lymph nodes by way of my 3 bitters, y'all, that will literally get rid of Bell palsy. But you're going to need the whole geogenetic therapeutic package off the website, and it's a payment plan on it as well. Y'all, we doing a 3 bitter challenge too. Me and Kobe gonna go live tomorrow. We're gonna show y'all how to do it. But man, the 3 bitters is out here really changing the game, y'all. The 3 bitters heal cancer by themselves. The 3 bitter then heal the HIV, not HIV, but forgive me, y'all, HSV case by itself. This is not gonna happen for everybody, but I'm just telling you how powerful these is. The 3 bitters then. Man, I'm talking about heal the thyroid. The 3 bitters is changing the game, y'all. Them 3 bitters are amazing, man. I'm telling you. You can never go wrong getting them 3 bitters. And I'm not just saying that because it's my product. I'm saying that because it worked. And I bet you hundreds of people on here can vouch for that. Them 3 bitters ain't no joke. No joke. All right. Let's see. I'm going to answer one more. I need help with facial hair. Hazel Campbell. The best thing you do with facial hair, you're gonna have to create a simple protein for that, and you're gonna have to stimulate the hair follicles and the nerve endings on there. Just start brushing and brushing and brushing, and get my miracle oil off of my website. And you're gonna have to cleanse that nervous system too. Get the miracle oil, get the brain and nerve kit, and get you a good brush that don't have no swine or no boar hair or something on there, and start stimulating them hair follicles. That way, the melanin and them stems can start coming out and promoting hair growth. All right. Who is the brother with his Austeria? My brother, peace, God. How you feeling, Azarite? Who is the brother with his own alkaline water? He from Detroit. I met him through Ron Dalton at the Hebrews to Negroes convention in Detroit. I got his card from you. I don't know his name personally, but I will send it to you once I get it. All right, with that being said, family, I love y'all indeed in truth. Again, this wasn't no lesson or nothing like that. This is just some thoughts. We got a whole lot of yes, them bitters ain't no joke, Queen. Them bitters is changing the world. My big brother Malachi Maccabee in the building. Shalom, shalom, God. Peace, God. How you feeling? I'll be seeing you tomorrow. We can finna take care of some business, y'all. We got some amazing things popping off, y'all. I'm so excited. But I be so excited that I be speaking too quick. So I'm learning how to be calm. I be so passionate about things that I be tripping over my words. Sometimes you already know I can't speak this slave language, and I ain't trying to speak it good anyway, to be honest with y'all. Another thing, y'all, I'm getting my tattoos removed next month. I'm getting my tattoos on my face removed next month, y'all. So I got a spider right here that glow in the dark. I'm getting removed. I got all types of gang stuff right here with some music notes, some my teardrops. This 7 with 3 crowns on there. Getting that removed. It's 100%. I'm getting all these tattoos removed on my face. Hopefully, if they say it's gonna leave a scar, he said he's gonna be able to assess that once I go to the doctor. If they say it's gonna leave a scar through the laser, and then I'm just gonna say these are scars. I'm not gonna even recognize them as tattoos no more. But man, I hate I got this bullshit on my face when I was in them gangs and stuff, man. I hate it. I regret it every day. So I'm most definitely finna get this stuff removed from my face. I hate that I messed up Yahweh's temple, his body, and just marked it like it was mine when it's not mine at all. I'm just borrowing his avatar. I just did so much stuff to it because I was raised in the wrong environment by the wrong people. I didn't know no better. Now I know better. I'm truly trying to do better. I want to be an example for my children and for their children and just for the youth out here in the community, to let them know that this is not example. This is not status quo. This is bullshit scribble scrabble that I done put on my skin, and I'm very, very embarrassed about it, to look another black guy in his face and you know, to actually think that they supposed to take me serious when I got Crayola marks all over my body, you know. So if there's any youngsters out here listening to this, do not mark up your temple. You are beautiful. You are black, man. You are beautiful, strong, intelligent, and black. You don't need to do anything or add anything to you to make you who you are. You are everything without nothing. You are everything without nothing. You don't need none of this bullshit to validate you nor your existence, all right? Like, flat out. I hate that I do this. I think about this bullshit every night. I think about my felons every night. Everything that I thought was good has came back to hunt me now. You see what I'm saying? I think about it every night. I just don't want y'all making them same mistakes, man. And that's the reason why we have to get out here and put in work. That's the reason why we need to work a plan. Have a plan and work it. Fuck all the intellectual stuff, talking about science, melanin, and this spirit guide, and this and Nula wide, and you know, all of this stuff. Nah, Negro, when you done breathing and floating and levitating, we still dealing with AIDS, we still dealing with crack epidemic, we still dealing with our brothers being locked up in the penitentiary, we still dealing with our brothers becoming homosexuals and our women becoming lesbians. We still dealing with police brutality. We still dealing with systematic racism. We still are dealing with being broke. When we have more money than anybody in the world, we still dealing with these nations coming in and exploiting us and benefiting from us, and we can't even benefit from ourselves. And we still dealing with self-identity crisis, and we still dealing with serving white gods, serving our oppressor gods. We still dealing with that. When we done floating and talking about, and I can swing swords with the best of them when it comes to just being very analytical and speaking about melanin and spirituality. I done it all. One of my great teachers is Dr. Phil Valentine. So I know the metaphysics. I am a metaphysician. I have certifications in it. That shit don't mean shit if you ain't out here putting in the work. It don't mean nothing if you're not changing the problems that the people are facing. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. All right. Saw a video today on a baby under 1 year getting taxed. Dang, that's crazy, guys. For real. Yeah, weaponized food, man. They weaponizing everything, y'all. They weaponizing everything. All right, with that being said, y'all, look, I love y'all indeed and in truth. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. I bet y'all, I'll probably be dropping something on y'all tomorrow. We're going to be going live tomorrow. Hey, how y'all been liking them videos I've been doing lately? Just them little 20 to 30-minute videos I've been doing on IG and then throwing them on my YouTube page. How y'all been liking them? Y'all been liking them pretty good? How y'all been liking them videos? If y'all keep liking, we can keep that going. You love the videos, all praises, Queen. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, y'all love them. Okay, I'm going to keep that going too. Okay, all praises. Got me a camera crew too. We shooting a documentary as well, y'all. The Lion Pen of the Scribes. We shooting that. We already got our budget and our capital for that, so we shooting that documentary. I'm shooting a lot of little docudramas. It's a lot going down, y'all. It really is, man. So we just busy, man. We trying to really be here for our people in a more personal and positive way. All right, that's what it is, family. Look, with that being said, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. My book is almost finished. I've been working on that book day and night, constantly writing in it. That book is 4 years coming. It's so complex, though. I be trying to make it simple because my mindset is, y'all, I be implanted ziggurat somewhere, so I be trying to make it I be trying to make it real simple. But I'll be live again tomorrow, dropping some stuff on y'all. This was really just a chop it up session. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing what y'all been up to, letting y'all know what's been on my mind. I'll be at the 8 tomorrow. I'll probably be back home around Monday, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, I go to another professional football player. But we changing the game. We gonna change the NFL. We gonna change the NBA. We've been talking to a lot of celebrities lately, so we finna change the whole entire game, y'all. We really is. We really, really is. We bringing the Hebraic African mindset to the whole globe of the so-called Black Negro people. That's what it is. Yeah. So Planet Ziggurat. The book is called The Manifestation Gods in the Flesh. That's what the book is called. The Manifestation Gods in the Flesh. All right, let me get off here. Y'all know I could talk all day, y'all. I miss y'all, so I'll be on here for 4 hours. All right, family. Peace, peace, peace. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Shalom alaikum.